Medical marijuana became legal in the state earlier this year, but the system of growing it and dispensing it to patients is still being worked out.
Tonight, News 8's Jamie Muro takes a closer look at the business of using pot as medicine here in Connecticut.
The balance between pain and peace, achieved with a harvested weed.
It is one of the best medicines I have ever run into, ever.
She hides in shadow, fearful of the law, but she could be your neighbor, your friend, your colleague, who suffered in agony for years with a debilitating disease, only to finally find relief in pot.
Imagine if you were trying to do anything and somebody were driving a nail through your foot. So I started looking for other options.
And you found it?
And I found it. And it's not perfect, but it takes enough of the edge off that I can function, both mentally and physically.
State legislators listened to stories such as hers for years.
You're asking us to vote for something that's illegal.
Yet the debate always remained controversial. But medical marijuana cannabis became legal in Connecticut earlier this year. The challenge now, how exactly will this all work?
We are creating a several million-dollar industry from scratch.
William Rubenstein is the commissioner of the Department of Consumer Protection, the state agency in charge of overseeing this operation. Inside this building, his team has been hammering out minute details of regulations legislators must approve by July 1st, 2013.
We think that we're going to end up at the end of the day to have the best program in the country. We think at the end of the day, people are going to want to model their programs after what we do here.
What we have learned is that marijuana is not going to be grown like tobacco in these giant fields that so many are accustomed to seeing here in Connecticut. Instead, it will be grown indoors with heavy security. Now, according to state law, there can be no less than 3, but no more than 10 potential growers. Who are those growers going to be? Well, no one knows yet. Now, as far as distribution, chain pharmacies like CVS or Walgreens will not be the spot for pot. Local pharmacies will keep the still unknown forms of marijuana locked tight, serving as dispensaries. The law allows only 2.5 ounces at one time to a patient who registers with the state, which can be done online with the doctor's approval.
I'm up in the air. We're going to look at it, certainly.
The concern to participate or not, says Hamden pharmacist Rick Carbre, comes from Washington, D.C.
I think the biggest issue for us as pharmacists is the fact that now we have a drug that's going to be legal in the state of Connecticut and still illegal federally. So what do you do as pharmacists where you have a DEA license that you practice under now with your narcotics? Is it going to be a problem with the feds coming in and saying, we're going to shut you down?
Oh my God, it's just amazing.
A harmonious life at last between pain and peace may soon benefit others like those currently living in shadow.
It was an epiphany. It was like a sacrament to get up in the morning. It was, you know, I get teared up thinking about it.
True, there are still so many unknowns, but that does not darken an outlook to what some have been begging for some time. Hope.
When does life begin? At 60? Yeah. I've just had such a good time, and you won't hardly find a happier 70-year-old anywhere.
In Hartford, I'm Jamie Muro, News 8.